What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Jay, aka Marvel. Hope everybody's doing well. Corona free is the way to be, as we've been saying since the very beginning, since we started these live streams and everything else. Very excited about tonight. Took a nap, so I got a lot of energy tonight. You know, when you hit your 40s, you feel the difference. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, excited about tonight. Hope everybody's well. Looking forward to tomorrow, Friday Night SmackDown. Don't know what we got going on for us, but there's always a surprise with with WWE. Man, I was gonna say Monday Night Raw. Talk about Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown basically heading into the chamber. Jay Uso found, basically unconscious. Everybody's still speculating if it was actually Division that did it, because we all know that Logan Paul was trying to get into that elimination chamber because he was trying to win it for the Division, because we all know Seth got injured, got kicked out of the Division. Breaker was about to do his thing, gets injured, so he's on the sidelines. And then out of nowhere, Bronson Reed gets injured, and of course he's on the sidelines. And now we only got Logan Paul and Austin Theory. So if they did have any plans on making that a Austin Theory being the inside man for Seth Rollins, that has sunk. If they did have Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker for WrestleMania, that has sunk, unless Braun Breaker is superhuman and he goes to rehab and speeds up that recovery even faster. I don't know how he's gonna do that, because at the end of the day, we all know, yeah, you could go into recovery and try to speed it up, but there's chances are you might get injured or be on the sidelines for a lot longer. So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully he does have that luck and gets to make it back for WrestleMania, which I'm not saying I doubt, but at the same time, being the fact that he did tore, I believe, a bicep, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's the same injury that Bronson Reed has recently. It's crazy, man. Because I believe he tore in his left or his right, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, I believe, tore his right arm. So I'm like, what are the chances of that? But yeah, like I was saying, we had the women's tag team, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Lash Legend and Nia Jax. For some reason, I seen that coming, like the title changing hands. And yes, well, I know we're past the Elimination Chamber and it already happened, but it kind of makes sense now that we've seen what we've seen in the chamber, and especially the women's chamber, because for some reason, I was hoping, and I don't know why, it's going to be Raquel, because I feel like Raquel deserves it too. But it was Rhea Ripley again, and I'm not mad about it, because at the end of the day, I always want to see Rhea versus Jade Cargill, and we're finally going to see it. But being that things are getting so personal between Jade and Rhea on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, it's crazy, because it's like, is this kayfabe or is this real beef? And for those of you that don't know what kayfabe is when you basically keeping up with the storyline that's going on in wrestling, and you're not trying to make it seem like, it's fake, or because nowadays, with everything they got going behind the scenes, and they show you all these little details, and it kind of makes a little magic that us old school fans who are watching wrestling, you keep the secrets away from the fans, and you make it more exciting in a way. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they haven't done that, because they still deliver, but at the same time, sometimes when we see that stuff that goes on behind the scene, it kind of makes it seem like, But yeah, man, like I said, I'm excited about tonight. Definitely talking about tonight is Wwe2k26. It drops. I already pre-ordered mine, baby. I got that Monday Night Raw Wars edition. Yes, sir. We got the Monday Night Wars edition. So I'm excited. I already told my girl, come Friday night, don't bother me, because I'm going to be zoned out. Tomorrow I work in the morning. I'm going to go to work, come out of work, do my thing, download my game that I've been waiting to download, unless I leave it downloaded tonight. By the time I come home tomorrow, it's ready there. I'm also have my daughter here tonight. So, of course, I'm going to do my father things, and I'm going to tend to my daughter, make sure she's good, Then after that, when she goes to sleep, hopefully she sleeps those night, because my daughter is one of those that she'll wake up from time to time to look for her father. And I'm like, baby girl, I love you. You can look for daddy all you want to, but let daddy chill too. Let daddy chill because tomorrow this game comes out, and I'm excited. I always purchase WE games since young, since I was a baby. I could say my parents started it. It's their fault. But then I kept on with it with my cousins and my brothers and close friends over the years. And it's something that my cousin and I do. Yeah, true. If you're wondering who I'm talking about you, sucker. Don't run from me. He got me into it again. And it was this thing where it became like this friendly competition. And we used to play and we used to go at it to the point that these matches became so epic between us. Like it'll be like we was actually in a match. I had matches for an hour. I had matches for 2 hours. I got a close friend of mine also, Jose. Shout out to Jose. When we play wrestling, we have matches like for an hour or two, and we just be dying laughing, like playing the game. And it's just the excitement of like not being in the game, but kind of in the game because you're controlling the character. So it's just like, yeah, it's pretty dope. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, WE2k26 drops soon, so can't wait. I already got pre-order. Can't wait for all that stuff to come out. I've been recently playing WE2k25 a lot. I don't play like I get these games every year, and I really don't play them like as much as I should. But we got responsibilities. I'm still a grown man. As much as I collect my figures and love to play my WE2k26 or 25 or whatever for my PlayStation 5. I got responsibilities, and as much as I, like gaming from time to time and collecting my figures and talking about wrestling, responsibilities always come first here in this household. And it's like I done come across figures that I've been looking for months, and when I finally find them, I always be like, "Damn, buy the figure or pay the bills." And believe me, majority of the time is pay the bills. 'Cause at the end of the day, we don't want these bill collectors and all these bills behind us. So I don't know. I'm that type of responsible collector. Like, trust me, it's hard for me sometimes. Like right now, they got the Roddy Piper on Piper's Pit in Target. They had it on sale, I believe, for the cheapest I seen it was $55. And I want it because it's part of something that was part of my childhood. Who the hell doesn't remember the Piper's Pit? And me being an 80s kid and growing up in that time and watching wrestling with my father and the Piper's Pit and all that stuff, it was part of my childhood. So it's like there's a lot of childhood memories behind it. So it's like every time I see it, it's like, damn, I want to buy it so bad. So the other day I was in Target with my girl, and I don't know what's wrong with my eyes. Excuse me, I feel like my eyes going. I was in Target with my girl the other day, and we was looking for stuff for my daughter and herself, and I was like, you know what? I really want this, so I came across it again, and of course, my luck, I'm right there in front of it, and I scan it, and it says $75, and I'm like, as much as I want this, I don't feel like dropping $75 on a. Don't get no disrespect to Roddy Piper or to the Piper's Pit itself, but it's like, what happened to $40 for stuff like that? $50 the most, but 40, I mean $75, almost $80 for something that most likely I'm not even gonna unbox and just leave in a box. And don't get me wrong, I know if I wanted to resell it and get money out of it, I can. But it's just like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna end up unboxing it and placing it somewhere and just display it, because once again, is Roddy Piper. And as you can see, I'm a Piper fan. I thought I ended the chat by mistake for some reason. I was like, what just happened? As you can see, I got Tatanka, Roddy Viper. I got Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania running wild. I got a couple of these. I got the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Let's see. Yes, we got Virgil, baby. We got Virgil. You cannot have Ted DiBiase, and our Virgil. Oh man, we got yeah, I got a couple of these. We got the Honky Tonk Man, the Honky Tonk Man, the Honky Tonk Man. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, of course, we got the Sarge. We got Sergeant Slaughter. What's up, bum? My son just got home. There you got Sergeant Slaughter. Huh?
You're excited. Yeah,
Shut up, guys. I kill myself. Well, I buy them big because sometimes my hair grows out.
that's just huge.
Well, I'm gonna check.
Right on.
Oh wow, this one is like. So yeah, this one runs big. So I'll buy you like a 758.
You guys are just starting.
All right. Massive. It feels like a helmet.
That's it.
Jeez, that sucker is huge. So why am I don't know. That's weird because the other hat that I got says an 8, but maybe it's from small. I'm like, I thought about it too when I told you about it. Sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, sorry. Just a regular day in the household. But yeah, like I was saying, SmackDown, of course. I know I got off track with the figures, but that's how it is here. We start talking about things, and before you know it, we're jumping into one thing. I think it's my ADHD, so I apologize once again. But yeah, we'll talk about SmackDown, how Rhea Ripley defended, and Io Sky defended against Lash Legend and Nia Jax. And of course, Nia Jax and Lash Legend ended up coming up on top and defeating Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. But then, like I was saying earlier, it makes sense where everything that took action in the Elimination Chamber, the results that happened in the Women's Elimination Chamber. We already know who's going to WrestleMania. And that being said, it's Rhea Ripley. I'm not mad, I'm not mad at all. I like the fact that Rhea's gonna fight finally Jay Cargill. But at the same time, the fact that there's all this controversy online on X, like I said, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is I don't know. Is it gonna happen? Because now it's getting personal. And we also seen that Chelsea Green was involved just of a simple comment that she posted on of Rhea. And I believe Jay Cargill didn't like it. And it's like I said, is this really real or is it kayfabe? And whether it is kayfabe or is real, it's still good because it's hyping it up for WrestleMania. Talking about WrestleMania, gonna jump right into it because I still can't believe that Phil, yes Phil, aka CM Punk, dropped that promo on the Tribal Chief on Monday Night Raw and just walks out the ring. My man said, "You're gonna retire me? You went from getting beat to getting buried, and I'm gonna bury you right next to your father," and walks away. I was like, "What? You tell me that?" And because Roman, my father passed away 19 years ago. Roman father passed away recently, so my condolences to Roman. And it's like, even though we all know this is most likely part of the, storyline, but to be bringing up somebody that means that much to you and just recently passed, bro, you making it personal, Phil. With all due respect, Mr. CM Punk, because I'm a big fan also, but you're making this beyond personal. And it's like, is this gonna benefit you? And you're gonna end up beating the Tribal Chief at WrestleMania, or is this not gonna benefit you? And you just woke up something inside the Tribal Chief that you wish you never woke. Because we all know how Roman is. Roman is calm, cool, and collective, but when Roman says, "I'm gonna let loose and I'm gonna beat your ass," he gonna beat that ass. And it's like, to bring up his father into this, when it's basically like a championship match at WrestleMania. And even though Roman said, "I hate you, and there's a reason why I picked you, because I always hated you," but to bring up another man's sibling, especially his father, into something that he didn't ask to be brought into, Oh man, I don't know. Like I know how CM Punk is. This could benefit him because he could get into Roman's mind or his head and like get what he wants out of it in a way. But then at the same time, knowing how Roman is with his family, especially his father, is crazy. Sorry guys, I had no idea this whole time that I got this whole ringside thing here. I'm just talking, not realizing it. Watch me disappear. Yep, it is what it does to me all the time. I don't get it. Let me see. I disappear again. Jeez, I don't understand this thing. I set up this thing a certain way, and every time I go live, the same thing happens. And I just be like, "Yo, are you serious right now?" Making sure I'm not freezing because I'm like, if I freeze right now, I'm gonna be so upset. I was like, I'm gonna be so upset if I freeze right now. Yes, we're gonna put the ringside thing here because that's exactly what I wanted. There we go. But yeah, let me show you what they got going on ringside because that's exactly what I wanted to show you guys. Of course. There we go. They got a Valentine's Day sale still going. I see they still got Dom and Liv 2-pack. They're not giving up on this. They want this to sell. Honestly speaking, I seen this in the live. I mean, in the wild, and I regret not picking it up. My original plan was to pick it up, but I forgot to go back and pick it up. So that's my fault in a way. Well, it is my fault. I can't say it is my fault in a way. It is my fault. I forgot to go back. I didn't pick it up. I regret it. Putting my figures back. These figures right here bring back a memories as a kid. But yeah, I'm excited also that recently I finally added to my collection because I like to go to live events. Excuse me. And just recently my friend Jose got some tickets for me and him for NXT. It's gonna be nearby here in Massachusetts. And this is my first time going to NXT, and this is first time going to NXT also. So I'm excited because me and my friend haven't taken guys day or just a guys trip, just to chill. We just chill once in a blue, but not as much as we should. And we get it. Know we got families and responsibilities, so pretty chill that we're gonna go and do that. We're gonna go to NXT together, me and my boy, and I believe we're gonna also go to New England on Fan Fest. There's also a wrestling show, which is you meet the old school wrestlers. I'm actually gonna be Demolition. I'm excited about that. Diamond Dallas Page, the Headbangers. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Um, Vince Russo, most likely. I'm trying to think of them at the top of my head right now because I have a list, but I don't have it near me. I want to make sure who to me and who not because once you go into places like this, please have a strategy because if you go into places like this with money in your pocket and you're like, I'm okay because I got money, trust me, you're gonna spend that money. So it's best to go with a strategy and know who you want to meet and who you would like to get an autograph from, whether you want a picture or autograph, decide because if you just decide to do both, you're gonna spend some money. And I'm not saying it's not worth it because at the end of the day, it's once in a lifetime and it's your life and you only live once. But at the same time, it's always good to leave from events like this with some money in your pocket and not broke. So best believe, listen to your boy Jay. If you want to a live event or you want to a meet and greet or you want to a wrestling convention where you're gonna meet a whole bunch of wrestlers like me and myself and like myself and my friend, Yeah, just make sure you got a backup. Make sure you got a backup. Because if you don't, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna spend money and you're gonna be like, damn. I'm telling you, when you go in there and spend money, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm broke now. So you listen to me, go in there with a strategy, write down who you want to meet, break down the prices, how much is this, how much is that, figure out which one you want to do, and from there you know what I'm saying, you break it down. But if you go in there blindfolded, hoping for the best and not spending all your money, it ain't gonna work. We're wrestling fans. We want to meet everybody. But yeah, I got these Ray-Ban shades right here, Meta AI Ray-Ban shades. I'm excited because now when I go to my events, I can record them. Now I can put on these shades and just go into the events nonchalant. You know, if I'm gonna meet a wrestler, of course I'm gonna be respectful and ask for permission. If he minds, if I record with the shades, if he minds, I take them off. If he don't mind, I'll leave them on. But it's always about respect and treating others how you would like to be treated. So I can't wait for that because, like I said, New England Fan Fest, me and my boy Jose are gonna go. Demolition, Headbangers, Diamond Dallas Page, Vince Russo. The list goes on. Like I said, I got a list, but I gotta go through that list and make sure who I want to meet because my brother also wants to go for Fanatic Fest in New York. He wants to go meet Mike Tyson, and I mean that's cool. And even though he's treating, I want to meet a couple of people too, but I want to make sure that I don't go crazy because at the end of the day, we still got bills. So yeah, excited about that. But yeah, let me show you guys what else we got going on here tonight. I believe I showed you this card a couple of times already, but being the fact that I've been having problems with my live streams, last week I went live, but for some reason my live stream did not go live on YouTube. It went live on Twitch only. So I was like, what the heck? So let me show you guys this card one more time. It's actually my Nothing Strange retains World Heavyweight title, CM Punk Raw Edition. Tops now, 25 out of 25. I believe this is orange foil CM Punk card. I love this card right here. I wish it was an autograph one, but you know what? I'm not gonna complain. It's still a decent card, pretty sick. And of course, recently I got another card because every time there's an event or something, these cards drop. So if you guys are not aware and you guys want to get yourself a card from Tops Now, make sure after you watch a PLE or you watch a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown and something big's happen like a title change or somebody wins a tournament, best believe they're gonna drop a card on this. So just pay attention. Go to Tops Now, join their website, make a subscription, make a profile, whatever you want to call it. And once these things drop, they'll notify you. Or just do what I do, and once the PLE or the Monday Night Raw um does happen, let it pass like a day or two. Check the website and best believe go to WWE and you'll see something there. Most likely you won't, most likely you will, but just keep checking and best believe you'll thank me later. Also, we have another card here tonight, which is recently added to Tops. And like I said, once it happened, I went online the next 2 days and I ordered it because that's exactly how it goes down. So if you ever want to get yourself a card and you don't know where they're going to drop, if you watch a PLE, like I said, on Monday Night Raw or NXT or SmackDown, best believe, pay attention to Tops Now and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here we have Joe Hendry, believe it, captures NXT Championship. So this is actually the moment when Joe Hendry captured the NXT Championship. So here we have the Tops Now card. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. It's a little blurry, sorry. But yeah, we got the Tops Now Joe Hendry card. Excited about that. Just recently, I pre-ordered the Penta and AJ Lee winning the Intercontinental Championship at Elimination Chamber. And I pre-ordered the Penta winning the Intercontinental Championship at Monday Night Raw because at the end of the day, tenemos cero miedo. I'm a big Penta fan, so shout out to Penta on winning the Intercontinental Championship. Once I seen Dominic Mysterio get introduced to Danhausen, and Danhausen was like, "You've been cursed." I was like, "You're fucked." He's dropping the belt. That's it. He's done. That's literally what that was literally what I said. I was like, he's done. He's done. He's dropping the belt. There's nothing we can do about it. He's dropping the belt, and that's exactly how it went down. He dropped the belt, and I was like, damn. But you know what? Like I said, I wasn't even mad. I wasn't mad at all. I was not mad. I was actually excited about that because Dominic has the belt for a while now. The Intercontinental Championship over a year or something like that. So to see Penta, winning his first WWE Championship in WWE as the Intercontinental Championship, that's pretty dope. So, congratulations to Penta once again. Felicidades. Que la disfrute. Que te traiga mucho orgullo y mucho honor en tu carrera en WWE. En la WWE. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm excited about it. I love Penta, man. That's my dude right there. So to see him as the Intercontinental Championship right now is fire. I definitely have to get me the Penta figure that just recently dropped. I believe is late orders sometime around late April. So I'm gonna see if I put it into pre-order because I definitely want to get me that Penta figure from Defining Moments. I'm gonna see if I get me two, keep one in the box, and unbox one. Hopefully they also come out with an Ultimate Edition Penta and a Ray Phoenix figure because as you can see behind me, my Ultimate Edition collection is getting insane. I love the fact that it keeps growing because I've been saying this since day one. I want to make this collection grow because I first got my first Hollywood Hogan and Brock Lesnar figure and Hulk Hogan figure. I remember those three figures that started this Ultimate Edition collection. I was like, damn, I can't wait to make my whole background the Ultimate Edition background. And little by little, I've been achieving that. And during the process of achieving that, I've been doing other things like meeting wrestlers, going to meet and greets, going to events. Like I said, I mentioned my boy and I are going to NXT here in Mass. I'm excited about that. Shout out to Jose one more time. Nothing but love. And my girl recently has been talking about going to WWE Monday Night Raw and her wanting to get tickets for us. And I'm like, hey. So hopefully we get to do that too. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait because, then I also going after that too with my friend again to New England Fan Fest, and I believe that's May 2nd. So excited for that. And I believe April 12th or the 13th we're going to NXT. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Then I believe in July my brother wants to go meet Mike Tyson in Fanatic Fest in New York. So I'll see if I go with him because last time I treated we went half and half, but this time he's talking about I got you. So I'm like, I ain't gonna say no to that. So I'm excited about that because honestly speaking, like I would like to meet Penta. I believe he's gonna be there. I believe Randy Orton is gonna be there. So I would like to meet Randy Orton. I would like to meet Roman because I met Roman one time in TD Garden when he first started, where he was a big dog and he was coming out with a vest and everything and the Shield song and coming out to the crowd. I met Roman once, and look, I literally got this right here from Roman Reigns because this first had dropped, and Roman had this on, and I was like, "Yo, what up, big dog?" Came all the way from, I was like Swansea to show you love, blah blah blah. And I was way in Boston, I had taken like a train and a bus and everything just to get to this place, and I got there and to see, the guy that I wanted to see the most because at the end of the day, I've been a Roman fan since day one, and Roman's been having a lot of haters to his career and. It's been up and downs, and I get it. When you're trying to rise and you're trying to make a name for yourself, you're gonna have doubters and you're gonna have haters, and that's part of the game. And you gotta roll with the punches. So I'm excited about that because, like I said, it's just fire. But meeting Roman and he was pretty chill, down to earth. Was like, oh, I can't really, stop for autograph, but I got you. I can give you this real quick, and I was like, yo, I appreciate it. Give me a fist pumping. He kept it walking through the crowd. And that's what's up. And I was on my way to the bathroom. He was coming out of the elevator with security and everything. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I'm going to the bathroom. And I see the big dog coming up the elevator. I'm like, my man don't need security, bro. He is security. But yeah, I would love to meet Roman in Fanatic Fest, but for some reason Roman is not showing up to Fanatic Fest, and I guess because he got different things going on. So I'm not even mad at him. It is what it is. But one day, that'll be pretty cool to meet him. John Cena was there Fanatic Fest last year. I missed the opportunity. I wanted to meet John Cena, but we had a lot of personal things going on financially, and we're in a better place this year. Hopefully, things turn out better. But like I said, it's just insane how I went the first year, missed the second year. Hopefully, be there for the third year. Me and my brother, we went the first year. We actually had fun. It was my brother first attending a wrestling or anything that has to do with sports event. So it was pretty excited for him. We got to meet Hulk Hogan, and that was something that we wanted to do for years. And I'm glad we actually took the opportunity. He listened to me, and we went on that trip together because last year Hulk Hogan passed away, and it was unfortunate. How sometimes you just have to take these chances because tomorrow's never promised, and it's like we want to meet these wrestlers, but it's like guess what? They don't live forever. They're human just like us. They have weaknesses just like us. So it's like it's just crazy and it's unfortunate. That at the end of the day, we got to meet our childhood, wrestler like, and it's unfortunate he passes away. And I meant to say it's not unfortunate, that we met him. It's unfortunate that he passed away. Let me rephrase that. But yeah, I don't want to get all sentimental here because at the end of the day, it's the way life is, and like I said, you can't do nothing about it but just roll with the punches. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but it's in a better place. It's not suffering. But let me show you guys what we got going on tonight. This right here, I mentioned last week I was live, but like I said, I was live in my Twitch for some reason. I didn't go live on my Facebook. Excuse me, Facebook, brother. On my YouTube, and I came to find this out because my girl was like, "Babe, I can't see you," and I was like, "Huh?" And she said, "Well, I can't see you." So I know what's going on, and I was like, "Well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you." And long story short, came to find out that something had went wrong with my connection to my YouTube channel, so I was not able to go live on my YouTube. So I was disappointed in a way about that because I was like, damn, But yeah, this right here is one of my editions that I've been dying to unbox, and I should unbox these tonight because now we're not gonna unbox them. I'm gonna show you though. Here we have ringside exclusive WrestlingFigures.com Road Warriors Unsanctioned Classic Superstars Animal and Hawk. This right here, this pack right here was what started the Unsanctioned collection. The Road Warriors. Then of course the next pack that we have here was actually the pack that Demolition will be signing when I meet them in New England Fanatic Fest. New England Fan Fest, Fanatic Fest, which is another unsanctioned classic superstars. Also ringside exclusive Demolition. So I can't wait to meet Demolition, which they're also gonna be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So that's pretty dope. I'll be meeting some future Hall of Famers. I believe a month prior to before they get inducted. So this is pretty dope. Gonna be meeting Demolition. Gonna get these bad boys signed. So I'm excited about that. Then, of course, our third pack here, which is also another unsanctioned pack, was recently added thanks to Ringside Exclusive also. Because at the end of the day, if you're looking for these unsanctioned figures, you best to go to Ringside Exclusive and let them know that your boy, Jay, aka Marv, sent you. Hopefully they work with me one day. I get that little percent code under my name, Marv, collect what you love, whatever. Something like that. I would love to work with Ringside Collectibles. I would love to work with Ringside Collectibles. I love their stuff. I love what they do, So yeah, that's something that will be pretty fun to do because I know my wrestling and I would love to give more details to anything that has to do with figures. But here we have another unsanctioned pack, which is Joe Hendry, I believe. And yeah, Hopefully one day we meet Joe Hendry and we can get this bad boy signed. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Tokyo, Mexico. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Wave your hand from side to side. Yeah. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry. Wave your hand from side to side. Way. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry. Ooh. Yes, sir. We got that Joe Hendry, baby. So yeah, I'm excited. You never know. I'll probably take this figure with me when we go to NXT. If I see Joe Hendry, I'm like, yo, Hendry, can I get a figure autograph? You never know. You never know. Sometimes all you gotta do is try, and things work out for you. You never heard by trying. If you don't try, you will never know. But yeah, let's see what else they got in ringside besides Dominic and Liv. They got this Valentine's Day sale going on. Excuse me. Stone Cold Steve, LA Knight, Rob Van Dam, Kurt Angle, Jesse Ventura, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. I'm looking for that CM Punk figure, which is with the Nexus when he was bald. This actually I have to get right here. This is a variant pack. This is the one that I need so I can be able to unbox those. Because if I get these right here, it's over. That pack is getting unboxed. What else? Yeah, I want to give me those. They're pretty sick. These I still haven't got. Definitely have to get. I haven't gone down. It's crazy. Almost $80. There's some fire figures, but almost $80 for edition, ultimate editions. It's kind of insane. Let me show you guys what else we got here tonight. We're gonna be unboxing this bad boy. I got this actually for, I believe it was Valentine's Day for my girlfriend. She didn't know what to get me. She got me actually an Undertaker figure. It was an Ultimate Edition Undertaker figure, which I already have. She wasn't aware of. She thought I didn't have it. So she took it upon herself to go get me something. And unfortunately, I had it in the collection already. So we went to the store, and she explained that she got the wrong item. Usually they don't like do exchange or whatever. But they worked with us, so I was pretty happy about that. And she got me this Great Khali Series 123 Elite Collection. And I've been dying to add a Great Khali figure to my collection because Great Khali was, bad mother sucker in his prime. And to be able to add that bad mother sucker in his prime, because we already know the Great Khali now got some badass knees. He's still big, but if you kick that man at his knees, he's done for. Here we have the Great Khali. Comes with 2 hands. Damn, he's a big boy. Sheesh. He's a big boy. Kali Simbana! They used to say that back in the day a lot. Come on. Oh, man, it's so big, it's crazy. Trying to put the belt where he moves, and you know, it's good money because. There we go. Check out the Great Khali. Series 123. Big boy. This mother sucker's big. Jeez. Gonna switch out the hand because he got a fist. We're gonna give him an open hand.
So I know I told you guys about the beauty, how it changed my life. Go to the club and everyone would want me and buy me bottles. It's not worth it.
Stupid commercials. Excuse the noise in the background. Yeah, we got the Great Khali. Series 123. This is a big boy. I had no idea this figure was this massive. So I'm pretty excited that I actually finally got the Great Khali to the collection, especially this version of it, Series 123, because this bad boy is massive. Massive. Check this bad boy out. I'll put him on the side real quick because I want to compare him. I want to take a big figure, which is the biggest figure that I got here is the Undertaker. So I'm going to put the Undertaker next to the Great Khali right now. And the comparison right now is insane. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. The comparison to the Great Khali and the Undertaker, it's insane. And the Undertaker that I got in front of the Great Khali is actually the American Badass Undertaker, the Biker Taker. And just to see, I'm trying to make sure that Undertaker's legs are straight. No advantage on the Great Khali or the Undertaker, may I say. Both standing up straight, posture straight, you know. Nobody's limping or hunchback. Check this out, guys. Check this out. Look at the Great Khali compared to the Undertaker. That's insane. That's insane to see how big the Great Khali is to the Undertaker. That's crazy. Tell me that's not crazy. That's a big figure. Like I said, I'm excited. We finally got the Great Khali to the Marvelous Ultimate Edition collection. I've been dying to add this figure. I believe I had the Great Khali before when I was younger, but I forgot what happened to a lot of stuff that I own when I was younger. Usually our parents take over, you know, when that happens, that stuff. But yeah, we got the Great Khali finally unboxed. Series 123 Elite Collection. Nice box also. But yeah. This wave is actually completed with Drew McIntyre, the Tribal Chief himself, Roman Reigns, Nikki Bella, the Great Khali, and Demolition Smash and Demolition Axe. So if you guys are looking for these, there you go. Out of this wave, when I went to pick up the Great Khali, they had Demolition, they had Nikki, and they had Drew. The only one that was missing was Roman, and of course, I picked up the Great Khali. But yeah, if you're looking for these, check them out on Ringside Collectibles or your local stores, Target, Walmart, or any other nearby toy store in your local areas, depending where you're from. And I'm sure you'll come across them. I'll put this bad boy to the side. Another fig that we added to the collection, which we added to the collection already a couple of weeks. But like I said, I've been having problems with my live stream. I thought I was live last week on YouTube, and I wasn't. I was actually live on Twitch. Don't know what happened. But I will be live tomorrow night on Twitch for Wwe2k26. So if you guys want to see the gameplay and want to just hang out and want something to do, come watch your boy Marv, aka Jay, play WE2K26 for PlayStation 5. We like I said, we got the Monday Night Raw edition, the Monday Night Wars edition. But yes, here we have Rey Mysterio Legends Ultimate Edition Target exclusive. Pretty dope. Been looking for this bad boy. I believe it was actually Valentine's Day. Me and my girl went out for dinner. And I was like, oh, let's go to Target. Sometimes we go to Target. We go to Target. Of course, the last, when I say the last Ultimate Edition figure on the shelf, I was hyped. I was hyped. But yeah, this is the Legends Ultimate Edition Target exclusive Rey Mysterio. So sick. I love the details in the suit. I love the details in the mask. I love the fact that it comes with a second face, and the face has torn on the mask. Don't know if that's a keychain. Also has a championship belt. But yeah, man, the little details in this Ultimate Edition figure are pretty dope. Like I said, the details in the costume, the details in the mask are epic. Very excited, very happy to have this bad boy to the collection also. Rey Mysterio, baby. Fire. And of course, I believe I showed you guys this already, but like I said, I'm not too sure because my Wi-Fi, or I'm not gonna say my Wi-Fi, but the live streams on my channels have been off lately. So I want to make sure that whatever I didn't get to show you guys, I'm showing you guys tonight. Here we have the Penta mask.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet Ares. This is the most sophisticated security
Fire.
program ever written. Want to shake his hand?
So sick. Take off the mask. But this right here is pretty epic. Got this bad boy when it was on sale. I believe this original mask goes for like 80, and I got it from WWE shop for I believe 60. It was on sale. Oh yes, sir. Definitely excited to add this bad boy also into the Marvelous collection. Hopefully one day, Fanatic. Sorry. And when I see Fanatic Fest, Penta signed this bad boy. Cero miedo. Fire. If not, it'll be that figure, the Penta figure that I want to get. I said it earlier, my mind just went blank. That's how tired I am. Like I said, I took a nap early, but it's been a long day. But yeah, we talked about Raw. We talked about SmackDown. Now let's talk about Raw. Raw, of course, like I said, the first thing I said about Raw was how CM Punk's promo against Roman Reigns. That was crazy to me. Like, to have CM Punk say something like that to Roman Reigns, I was like, yo, he's making this match too personal. Like I said, CM Punk fired a brutal shot at Roman Reigns. Punk closed Raw with a line that instantly blew the wrestling world, threatening to bury Roman Reigns next to his father, Sika. This became the most talked about moment of the week. Penta wins the Intercontinental Championship once again. Congratulations to Penta. But Penta wins the Intercontinental Championship. Um, what else? Major title change on TV, on free TV, which it was actually on Raw, which is true. Um, Fresh direction heading into WrestleMania season. Danhausen officially arrived on Raw, which I was pretty dope to see Danhausen on Raw, even though he didn't receive the proper, you know, feedback in Elimination Chamber because a lot of fans was not happy the fact that Danhausen came out the crate. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those fans. I was like, what the f- is going on? You know, like I don't got nothing against Danhausen because I'm a Danhausen fan. Of course, I got a Danhausen figure, autograph, and everything by the man. But it's like, why? And you know, seeing the promo on Raw this week, and it kind of made me change my point of view because it was a little bit entertaining, I have to say. And the fact that he did put the curse on Dominic and Dominic dropped the belt to Penta was fire. So you know what, Danhausen, you're the man for that one. But like I said, what's gonna happen with Danhausen? Are they gonna use him in NXT? Are they gonna use him in AAA? Are they gonna put him in Speed? You know, what they're gonna do with him? Hopefully something worth it because we seen what happened to him in AEW, and it wasn't best. Another thing is what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? The Judgment Day chaos between Dominic and JD. What's gonna happen? For some reason, I feel like it's gonna be Finn Balor versus Dominic in WrestleMania. And I'm hoping that we do see Finn Balor versus Dominic. It's Finn Balor the Demon. Please bring the Demon back. We just want to see him one more time. It's not that we don't hate. It's not that we hate the whole Finn Balor gimmick. You know, it's just we want to see the Demon come back. Don't matter if you bring him back in purple. Don't matter back if you bring him back in red. If you bring him back in all black like Venom. Don't matter. We just want to see the Demon. We just want to see the Demon come back. Finn, please give us that one more Demon run. And I think we'll be happy with that. I think we'll definitely be happy with the whole Demon run. Unlimited Chamber. Danhausen, of course, like I said, debut confirmed. Mystery Crate storyline. The PLE, his presence carry into it. Both Raw and SmackDown new rivalries forming for WrestleMania 42 with Punk versus Roman Reigns heating up. New championship crown. The role of WrestleMania is officially chaotic because honestly speaking, it is chaotic. And it's like I said, you know, like seeing Punk deliver that promo to Roman, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't feel like the tribal chief is gonna take that lightly, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman walks away with the World Heavyweight Championship in WrestleMania 42. I wouldn't be surprised because I believe that's the one championship that Roman has not held. So it'll be dope to see Roman win the championship from Punk and once again hold it down as the tribal chief. Because honestly speaking, when Roman was champion, that was one of the best title runs I've seen. Even though you know he had the bloodline, but it was just made it so much more interesting. The bloodline, the family holding him down. It was dope. It was dope, and I was all for it, and I'm still in. So at the end of the day, Roman becomes champion again. Tribal chief, I acknowledge you. I love seeing Punk. I love Drew as champion, but it's looking like for some reason, and I said earlier, excuse me for saying that, because I do know what's gonna happen tomorrow on Friday Night SmackDown. It's looking like for some reason, it's looking like Cody's gonna end up beating Drew tomorrow on Friday Night SmackDown, and we're gonna end up seeing Drew. I mean, Drew versus Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Mark my words. And I believe we're gonna end up seeing Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania. I don't know, it's giving me that vibe. Like, for some reason, they put this out there at the last minute because they want the title to change to make better storyline for WrestleMania. And it makes sense if Drew drops the belt to Cody and Cody fights Randy at WrestleMania, and Drew and Jacob continue this rivalry they have and end it at WrestleMania, or settle at WrestleMania and then from there continue it. I don't know. Like I said, I am assuming by the way things are going and what I'm seeing as a fan for years. I don't work for WWE. I'm just a fan that loves the product and love the entertainment that they provide for us. But I'm also one of those fans that like to break it down in between and see what I can figure out myself. And if I'm right, I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, that's what we love about the product. It keeps us on our toes and it keeps us in suspense. And it makes us break these all different paragraphs in our mind of what the possibilities could be for the storyline. And sometimes it's a little bit disappointing because it's not the way we want it to be. But guess what? It is what it is, and we still appreciate it. So I'm excited. We into WrestleMania, heading into WrestleMania, and it's looking crazy. So I'm excited. I'm excited. You know, hopefully it's a good WrestleMania. We got 2 nights of it. And like I said, my dream is still to go to WrestleMania, but the way things have been going with WrestleMania, I'm like, bro, it's too expensive. Hopefully, they do decide to drop prices, and you never know. You may catch me one day in there. But if they go to Saudi Arabia next year, nothing against Saudi, nothing against, regardless of what's going on right now overseas, it's just crazy. Like, I am not trying to go over there. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed everything I showed you. Forgot to show you these bad boys here real quick. Picked up these also old school wrestling cards. I believe it is Rick Rude versus Jake the Snake. Is that Jake the Snake? Yeah, Jake the Snake. Didn't even recognize the pants. Like I said, I'm so used to Jake the Snake wearing like some green and brown pants. But I guess that's Jake the Snake against Rick Rude. And of course, we have the Big Boss Man here. Another wrestling card that I recently picked up. Old school WWF logo. The Big Boss Man. But yeah, appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys like what you're seeing, share it on your platform. Let them know your boy Jay, aka Mar, goes live every Thursday night around 8:30, 9:15. Catch me if you can. If you can't, I understand. We all got a life and we all got bills to pay, and I know we all got to work the next day. But yeah, thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's stuff and live. Have a good night. Stay marvelous. Collect what you love. And watch that ass. Not just playing. Be safe. Bye.